when I illustrate or do anything related with this, I just try to try to find a way to make it like very quickly, not very quickly, but like to be productive, and try to make the most in the least time as possible. And that's the reason I started to creating pattern brushes. My idea, it wasn't like to sell them or anything like that. I created them because honestly, it just took me ages to add details to the background or to the clothes. And I'm not sure if you are, but I am extremely indecisive sometimes. So I'm just like changing my mind so much, especially with illustrations. And if I do something and I wanted to change it again and again, it was so frustrating. So one day I decided to try to make a pattern brush that would help me in that way. And that's the reason. Extremely straightforward, but good to know which specific tools to improve it as the glass and blur on the layer behind. Oh, thank you, Hams. Okay, so let's go for another one, okay? I'm gonna leave it here, and then at the end, if you want to, you can show me all your designs. If you have done the same as me, or you have created completely a different one, okay? So it's gonna be the first one. I'm gonna just like group it and just leave it over here. I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna change the color, and I don't know, maybe this time I'm gonna put it greenish color. And I'm gonna go with the brushes and the same, the Twitch pattern brushes. Where are they? There we go. And I'm gonna go for the Monstera Leaves one. And the same, just gonna use the pattern brush in a different layer, and it will look something like that. I'm gonna try my best now to actually not leave any gaps. But by the way, actually, that's something that I discovered from a girl in Instagram. She did a reels a long time ago with my pattern brushes, like showing a good way to use them. And it was like this, okay? I forgot to do that, but if you make your canvas very tiny, okay, the tiniest that you can get, now you can get with your pencil on top, and it's much quicker. Just try to give the like up, down, left, right, and honestly, it's just so quick. You see? I didn't know about that. I saw that girl. I cannot remember her name, but honestly, it was such a good tip. Exactly, such a good tip. Okay. The other thing that I like to do with the pattern brushes, okay, I always like for that sort of things. I think it looks perfect because they're very easy to quick. Could you use any layer when applying texture too with alpha? That's what I was about to say, okay? So now, what we're gonna do, okay, it is alpha lock, okay? And I like to do this with the pattern brushes because sometimes you might think, oh, they're actually a little bit like playing or something, and you want to add more color or change them. And for example, with alpha lock, then you just take any other brush, and if you want, you can even change the colors of some of the patterns, and you can create as well another pattern, another color pattern as well as the normal pattern, okay? So, okay, I'm gonna just color them. For example, a few of them, I'm gonna just like go like 3 and color other. Just some randoms. Sometimes with these kind of things, I also like just to color them random, even without counting, because I think I think it looks cool like sometimes when it's not like that perfect either. And that's what I'm saying before, that it is kind of like very mindfulness, because for example, when you do this, you don't have to really pay attention to stay in the lines or that sort of thing. It's just kind of like choosing the colors and just keep going. And for example, there we go. That's it. Another 2 minutes cover to do. The other thing that you could do, as usual, as we did before, just create a new layer. And if you want, I'm gonna use the same color that I used for the dark leaf. just create the side, okay, of the notebook, and then you just can create the square for the for putting your name or the subject that it is or anything. I'm gonna also show you just in case you want to, okay? Oh, thank you for following, Madame Blackray. How are you? We're doing today a tutorial about how to make covers for digital notebooks in case you want to join. But yeah, what I'm gonna show you in case like indifferently as the square, the rectangle with the lines with your name, that honestly you could also use that if you wanted. It would look something like this, very simple, just copy and paste it from before. But if you want as well, I quite like ribbons. I think they're very easy to make and they also pop out a lot. So I'm gonna show you how can you make one very quickly. Basically, just make a new layer, okay? And you can make your ribbon straight, but I like them to give them some curve. So for example, I'm gonna just make the first one like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And the bottom one just keeping the same curve, okay? So it will look, you cannot see it really, but it looks something like that, okay? Then just color it. And we're gonna make one double. Imagine that you have like, you want to write something more. And then just add exactly the same. If you want, you can copy and paste it, but I am just doing this. I can see that the one on the top is a little bit thicker. So I am gonna adjust this. This covers as well, okay, because I'm not remember if any of you were asking me, but I remember that I have some questions about how do I do my covers for reels. That's the way. I mean, it's not, that's the way that I do them, just like this. Now look, if you take, I'm gonna just make this one a little bit similar to the one at the bottom, but look, now, you're gonna make a layer underneath, okay? And we're gonna take a darker color. It's a darker color because if you take a ribbon, okay, like it is like turning kind of, and the parts that they are behind, they are usually darker than the ones that are in the front. So now, we're gonna join first, oops, in the layer that is underneath, one corner with one corner, the other corner with the other corner, okay? You can make it straight, but if you want, just try to add a little bit of curve, but honestly, it doesn't really makes that much difference, okay? And then when you have this, just make sure that you color it. Will this one be safe? Do you mean like safe in the channel or in Kraftora channel? If that's your question, yes, I'm recording the Twitch on like all the session, and I think Kraftora might upload it to her YouTube channel, and also I'm gonna post it in my Twitch channel as well, in case you miss any part or you want to rewatch it. Okay, so it's gonna be like this, and then look, for the edges, all you have to do is this. Do a square, okay? Okay, so just like color, and look, now for the edges, just add two triangles, okay? But now look, what you have to do the next, it is with a more even darker color. You can use alpha look if you want. You need to join the corners, okay? So it's gonna create that kind of like style. And then we're gonna do with the other side, okay? At the bottom. I'm just realizing that with white, it doesn't work quite as well as with pink or any other color, but that's fine because now that you know how to do it, all you have to do is just like literally modify the colors, okay? Same alpha look, and I'm gonna just join the corners. You see? And you have like now a ribbon for your cover. If you want as well, honestly, if you want just like your ribbon to be like from one, just like one, just rub it out all the others that we don't want, okay? Just drop it out the bottom, and then you just can exactly the same. And to be honest, look, I can just even duplicate this, change horizontally, and there we go. I have another way to do our cover.